Hello, welcome back to the channel of Motorbike Nonsense. Another ride on the Yamaha Tracer 7, which I have to say I'm enjoying rather a lot because it's no nonsense. There's no faff, apart from the fact I'm now faffing with my rucksack straps. Hello. There we go, we've connected. Yeah, this bike is brilliant. This video isn't really about this bike though, but yeah, I think I just love this CP2 engine for, you know, everyday use. Now I'm on a bit of a mission this morning, a bit of a boring mission, but I'm going to talk while I do it. I'm off to a gentleman's house in High Wycombe who has my camera. I did a shoot on Monday and I left my camera in the grass overnight outside. Brilliant, and it was 2 hours away from my house. I only realised when I got home, so I'm off to go and get it, but I'll talk about that a bit more. I want to know, for this video, why you got into biking in the first place, because my own story is one I think probably lots of you share. It's the old, my dad had motorbikes, or my mum had motorbikes, so I felt I should probably do it. I think lots of us get the bug from a pillion ride with a parent, and it goes from there. But I know that's not true of everyone, and I think over the years in YouTube comments, I'm fortunate enough to have noticed and been told that my videos have helped people pick their first bikes and inspired them to go and ride bikes. Oh yes, look at you, you've got an SQ8, what's the betting you're... I think, yeah, there are so many ways to get into biking now. I know not many people are getting into biking, but sitting there watching YouTube videos of new bikes, exciting bikes, great sounding bikes, and more normal bikes is a good entry point. But I think for certainly all of my friends who got into biking, we all did it because our dads did it. And yeah, my dad, hi Ian, who watches these videos, he got me into biking in possibly an accidental way, possibly a poor clutch control on the back of his Triumph Sprint ST 1050. And did a bit of a wheelie coming off a roundabout with the bulk of me on the back, and that was it, sealed the deal. He wasn't used to riding with a 21-year-old fresh out of university lump on the back of his bike weighing less than 100 kilos or whatever, and yeah, front came up, I shat myself, we all giggled about it afterwards, and I wanted to do my CBT. And from there it was CBT, direct access. Didn't ride on the road after my CBT, just went straight to direct access a few months later. And then street triple time, Daytona 615, speed triple on the Blackbird, Ducati Multistrada, 1198 Hypermotard, MT10, and my Tenere. That's it. And obviously, you know, that was getting on for 17 years ago I started all that, and it's just been the best part of my life, or one of the best parts of my life after family and kids, and the adventures that I've had, the YouTube videos I've made, getting into it as a content creator. It's just the best thing, isn't it? Like, to the extent that on a drizzly, grey, horrible day, it's a bit cold, I'm using the bike because I've got to go around the M25, and that's not much fun at the best of times. So yeah, how did you get into it? Was it parents? Was it just watching racing on TV? Was it seeing dodgy adverts for Ducatis or something in the 1990s? Did you see some horrific sexualization of Italian grid girls and stand girls at EICMA? I don't know. Did you think that's what you'd be getting? Sidebar, I keep getting served this pillion riders group on Facebook. Has anyone seen this? You must have seen this. There's a group where willing pillions and people who want to take pillions out chat and meet up, but it's sort of swinging. Don't know the best way to describe it. It's turned into a dating website. I think there are lots of men and women saying, oh look, I've got a spare pillion seat for next year, and it's all a bit creepy. Lots of it's innocent, I'm sure, and the real creeps do get called out, but it's very enjoyable to watch, especially when there's some proper ratty motorbikes. And then the occasional absolute stunning handsome man will turn up, and I think his inbox is flooded with usually northern ladies who want to get out the back of a motorcycle. It's really good. So yeah, that is the one welcome intrusion into my algorithmic feed on Facebook at the moment. Not that I really use it very often. But yeah, let's talk about what I've been up to, because it's been a bit quiet on the channel lately. for which I kind of don't really apologise, to be honest. I've had a bit of a life outside of YouTube. It's been half term, we're at the tail end of half term, and I was planning to go to Germany and Austria with my family for half term, as we always do, either driving or flying to Munich. And you know, I'm a bit holidayed out, been fortunate enough to do a lot of holidays this year, so sort of save some money and stay at home, which is absolutely fine. We've had a great time, but it means I've had a week clear of motorbike and car bookings, and I've not had to go and film anything. Yes, I've lasted till Friday. Today's Friday of half term, and here I am, I'm out filming, but only this crappy vlog. But no, the big news for me personally, not that this interests anyone, I turned 40 last week. Who bloody Ray, I'm officially old. Which is why I've kind of done that thing at the start of the video asking how I got to riding, because I remember my dad's 40th birthday. I remember it quite clearly. I don't know, how old would I have been? I would have been 9, I guess. And I saw my dad the other day for my birthday, and he still rides. He's got a Royal Enfield Classic, I can't remember which one, a shiny chrome Royal Enfield. My interest slightly stopped there. And he's got his old R1250 RT, which is a monster. But when he was over, he dug out an old photo of his first born-again biker bike. So he gave up biking when me and my brother were born in the mid-80s. Got back into it when he was 40 with a Yamaha. Yeah. Not a very cool one though, sorry Dad. It was a Yamaha Virago. Was it 535? Anyway, he showed me a photo of him at age 40 on his Virago the other day. He had hair and stuff, which is more than I've managed. And it just made me feel like, oh, that's me now. That's where I am now, with my Tenere and no hair. But hopefully I can get my kids into biking. They love sitting on them. They're only 4 and 6. 2 fire-starting young girls who are absolute chaos, and I love it. And they just love sniffing the petrol tanks of motorbikes. I don't let them. They just always ask if they can sniff the petrol tanks at motorbikes. So yeah, turned 40 and instantly had what I would describe as not a mental breakdown, a breakdown of my faculties. As I said, I went to shoot something on Monday. It was very interesting for me because it was a car, but not a new car. It was one of these resto mods, so where you pay lots of money, lots and lots and lots of money, to a company. This company is called Everati, and they will not only completely restore, they specialise in Porsche 911s of the 964 era, Land Rover Series 2s and Mercedes Pagodas. They will restore one however you want it from the ground up, whatever colour, beautifully luxurious interiors, handcrafted leather. I don't know if cows have hands, but whatever. That doesn't have cow hands coming out the dashboard, that would be quite weird. And then they electrify it at the same time with their own kind of mix of batteries, motors, inverters, clever software, and it's all done sympathetically with original weight distribution and corner weighting, and it's actually really fascinating. I know lots of people out there will be screaming you shouldn't be converting classic cars to electric, prime candidate there, but it's been done for, you know, conservation, also just fun, because you've got the instant punch from the electric motor, but also so you can get it into the middle of Oxford without having to, you know, have a hernia. But anyway, I was filming a Series 2A resto modded Land Rover Defender on an airfield, the one that Carwell uses for their drag races, and I did actually bump into some ex-Carwell colleagues in a McLaren while I was doing this, and then took some photos with my own camera at the end, plonked my camera at the side of the airfield in the grass off one of the taxiways, said I bet I forget that, drove 2 hours home, got home at 6 PM on Monday in the dark, and realised I'd left my camera there. So that's where I'm going. Very fortunately, the CEO, or the co-CEO of this company, is a very lovely man called Rodri. He picked up the next morning, and I'm going to his house now, farm, to go and collect it. So I'm very excited to go get my camera back, because it's been missed, but luckily it's happened in a week where I don't have anything to film. There we go, there's my boring life story. How are you doing? Are you going to Motorcycle Live? There we go, big question. Are you going to go to the NEC? It's one of my most depressing drives of the year, up to Birmingham on a day that's probably worse than this, usually in the car because it's like this. I'm not going. I'm having a year off, I'm sorry, but you know, I don't take my YouTubing too seriously. I do like it. I do like the extra revenue it provides, Tim Rodey Industries. but my other half has a new job starting that week and she needs to go to the office, so I'm not going to go on media day this year. And also I'm a little bit NEC'd out, so a fallow year might not be a bad thing. So sorry if you were planning to come and shout abuse at a bald man with a beard, but you'll have to find someone else. There are plenty of them in the motorbike YouTubing sphere. Right, M25. Right, I should probably catch up with you once I'm off the M25, because it's going to be boring and noisy and possibly slipping off on roundabouts. The decision to take the bike today has been vindicated. I've just been filtering for 5 miles around the M25, and is it wrong that I get a massive buzz from filtering in the rain on a motorbike? There's something about it. I think, you know, people get a bit funny about filtering in the comments quite often, but there is just something deeply satisfying about doing it well, doing it safely, and obviously, you know, not to be too dramatic, but the decisions you're making are quite important ones. Maybe not life and death, but definitely life or many broken bones. And I also just gives further evidence to the theory that motorbikes are fuckwit defeat devices. Because if someone is just mooching along in lane 4, not actually moving anywhere, you can nip past them. And the CP2 engine is one of the best engines for filtering on the M25, because you can just leave it in second from about 5 miles an hour up to 40, so you're not doing too many gear changes. He says, doing a gear change, do you like filtering? Tell us in the comments. I don't really do as much of it as I used to. I used to commute to Drive Tribes offices in Chiswick from my home in Surrey. Would be all the way around the M25 and up the M4 into London. Would be gridlock. Just got to try and predict what each type of driver is going to do. And it's weird, the worst drivers for drifting around in their lanes and being on their phones are usually the ones with really memorable 4D printed personalised number plates in white BMW 4 Series, apparently. I have to say, yeah, I'm really enjoying the Tracer 7. There's a bike for getting stuff done on the road anyway. It is, thank you. It is really accomplished. The ride can be a bit firm, kick you out your seat a little bit over some bigger jolts. Other than that, it doesn't feel like a cheap bike. It feels like a proper big boy bike for doing proper riding on. You could absolutely go touring on this. Yeah, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's got that grunt where it really matters, up to 70 miles an hour. You get to use the gearbox and enjoy quite a lot of torque, like in my Tenere. Anyway, GoPro's probably not working because it's raining. See you in a bit, or not. Right, I've got my camera back, so I can carry on doing YouTube. Yes, speaking of things outside of YouTube just for a second, hopefully very soon I will be able to make an announcement about a plan for next summer that involves talking at quite a few of you, possibly in a tent. So stay tuned for that. Just need to hash out final details and then I will start talking about that. And also, I'm already thinking about my touring plans for next year. Next year, I think I am gonna do a road tour. An off-road tour is definitely happening. Do more of the Tet, do more history, but I think I want to do a road tour just because I've got a bunch of friends, colleagues, journalists who want to do a road bike tour. I think I might end up planning it, leading it, blah blah blah. I love doing that stuff. And it also maybe gives me an excuse to either borrow something spicy or buy something slightly second hand. So yes, those plans are all slightly forming in my head, if not my bank account. Yeah, otherwise I'll probably end this here, to be honest. The full review of the Tracer 7 will be out probably next week, once I've filmed it. Not filmed it yet. All I can say so far though is really lovely do-it-all bike that hasn't felt boring as an old-timer, and actually today, do some horrible wet roads, I've not really thought about the grip issue. It's on some very good tyres. I think it's Michelin Pilot Road GT. I don't know why it's on GT ones. I thought they were for heavy bikes, but anyway, here we are. They're good. They stick even in the drizzle and the mizzle. Sorry, motorbike privilege, using the wrong lane at a roundabout. Everyone's going to hate me, but whatever. Make progress. I'm not sure if that was safe, but whatever. Anyway, I shall see you next time on the Motorbike Channel of Nonsense, when I won't be leaving High Wycombe to get on the M25. Toodle bloody oo. Goodbye. It's the M40, sorry, it's not the M25 yet. Getting ahead of myself.